Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very special build for you guys. So I am creating a 90s inspired Indian home. This build is a mixture of South Indian inspiration and traditional village life. It kind of reminded me of my grandparents' home, them living a slow and peaceful life, not a worry in the world. So I chose Henford on Bakley from Cottage Living to build this build on, because it felt the closest to how I envision this build. Also, the game says that it's a cozy countryside and has a picturesque view, which aligns with how I want this build to be. So for this build, I did not use any reference photos. Instead, I wanted to recreate this from my memory, adding details as I played along. I also wanted it to feel authentic and nostalgic, like the homes I remember from my childhood. So I got the idea of this video while I was exploring CAS. So I basically downloaded a bunch of DLCs recently, and while I was exploring CAS, I saw so many Indian inspired outfits, like a sari, a kurti, a wedding outfit as well. And it basically got me so excited to build an Indian inspired home. Also, guys, do let me know, have you tried building something inspired by your own culture and heritage? I mean, that would be so exciting to follow along. So as you can see, I am building a chalk here. It is basically a porch. This feature was super common earlier in homes, and is still common in village areas, but I haven't seen much of them in the big cities. This is one of the features which makes me feel so connected to nature. It makes us relax during the day. Just imagine yourself with a cup of tea or a coffee in this area and just having a relaxing day. Also, I tried to not use any cheats for this build, but as usual, I caved in and used bb.move objects for the kitchen. Because, guys, it's so difficult to place the kitchen cabinets, especially the upper cabinets. They just refuse to place, hold it in place without the cheat. So, I still have to master the art of building without using the cheats. So, yeah, let's see. I also recently downloaded the Snowy Escape expansion pack. I think the world is called Mount Komorebi. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but that world is just so picturesque and beautiful. I really want to build a Japanese inspired house as well. So, yeah, hopefully, I'll be able to do that in the next video. I really like the clutter pack they provided in the game. It basically elevates the building experience so much, right? I still remember I was so excited when I got this pack in my game. It makes the space seem so much more realistic and lived in, right? I was binge watching Bojana Sim's videos yesterday, and those videos are just so therapeutic and relaxing, right? It's literally my dream to create videos like them one day. Do let me know if you guys binge watch their videos as well. And I also discovered King Wool's videos recently. Oh my god, guys. The horror game which he plays are like so intriguing, right? I just can't wait to play those games and get my hands on them somehow. I'm still figuring out how to, get those games and how to start playing them. So, yeah, fingers crossed. It'll be very, very soon. I'll start playing those games. And I absolutely love watching his reaction on his videos. They are like the funniest ever. I just increased the square foot of the house to include the washroom because I figured the bedroom won't be large enough. Although later on I realized that I could have easily done that through the hall so that the living space is a bit smaller. But as I recall, the homes I visited when I was a kid had a larger living space and smaller bedrooms and washrooms, and the kitchen were also pretty big, although I tried to go for open space kitchen and living room, but I don't recall us having an open space. But this is an Indian inspired, not exactly an Indian household. But yeah, I figured that if we put a separation between the two, right, that would cramp up the space a bit, and I like the open space areas. So yeah, I figured I'll go with that and have other features which are Indian inspired, you know. So this chair reminds me so much of my granddad, just sipping on his chai in a warm summer evening, munching on a bunch of snacks which my grandmom just made. That was a nice piece of memory which crossed my mind while I was building this video. So, yeah, I really like that. And this kind of a small hallway, right? This was super common earlier. I don't know what was the point of it exactly. I have seen many people put a sort of a sitting area or a couch there. Also, having some knickknacks or some storage areas. So, yeah, I included that space as well. I was not really feeling the couch and the chairs up against the wall. So, I moved it in the middle of the living room so that it faces the TV directly. And I've placed the dining space, the dining table, and some chairs on this side of the wall. And guys, also this divan is so typical of Indian homes, right? I mean, where in every home you go, you will see one of these divans. Especially earlier, it was super, super common, but till now, I see divans being used by many, many households in India. I also try to amp up the bedroom space with some vintage furnitures, some vintage lightings, and artwork. And to be honest, I really like the bunch of trunks. Those also remind me of my grandparents, because you remember earlier we used to carry those trunks instead of suitcases, which we do currently, right? So those were super nostalgic to me. I really loved that piece. So adding this shoes outside the main house was a very important detail for me to add, because this is also very typical of an Indian household. And I also added this plant which sort of resembles the tulsi tree which we usually pray in the morning. And I was trying to hang up the curtains. After a while, I realized that curtains are usually hung from the inside and not the outside. So, yeah, I went ahead and removed it from the outside and just placed it correctly. And it looked much better, obviously. So, roofing is another area I still need to master. Somehow, mine always turn out ugly. I don't know why. But yeah, I try to do by my best, resembling an 90s inspired Indian household. So these type of roofs are also called Assam type roofs. So since in a particular region of India there's a lot of rainfall, right? So these kinds of roofs basically prevent damage to the buildings. So yeah, I just added that. I'm also really inspired to do an Indian inspired gameplay. I think that would be really fun. I saw only one thing related to the Indian culture, that is the Indian snacks bar, which they provide in the festivals and all. So, yeah, let's see. That would also be a fun idea to play along. I really like landscaping in the game as well. Like I could spend hours and hours of my time just developing the landscape around a build. And by the time I finish landscaping, I just forget about the house because I'm exhausted by the time. So yeah, landscaping is something which I really like. And I also spend a lot of time in building the balconies and the courtyards as well. Um so so yeah, I think I'll do something specifically to that as well, like a highly detailed version as well. That would also be a good idea to play along. So for this video, I have kept all the decor of all the rooms very minimum because that's what I recall being in an Indian household back in the 90s. So I'm adding some little knickknacks around the house to make the space feel more lived in. Those small details really bring the place to life and give it that personal, cozy touch. So we have almost come to the end of this build. Do let me know how did you guys like this 90s inspired Indian household? Did it feel nostalgic to you and bring back old memories? I also tried dressing up my sim in an Indian outfit, a sari specifically, and I really see her enjoying this entire space thoroughly. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed as well. Watching my sim wander around the house in a sari feels so authentic to the theme of today's video, so that's a good thing to see. So I hope you too enjoyed this video just like my sim is enjoying now. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and also let me know what kind of video would you like to see next. Have a great day. Bye bye.